In the previous session, we discussed the agonist maintenance for opioid dependence. In this session, we will discuss a opposite and a different approach, that's opioid antagonist maintenance treatment approach. In this session, we will begin by understanding the mechanism of action and the principles of antagonist maintenance treatment. Then, the medicine which is used for this treatment, naltrexone, we will go into the pharmacology of naltrexone, and this will be followed by the protocol for antagonist maintenance treatment. Now, antagonist maintenance simply means using an opioid antagonist for a long period of time. Long means many months to even years for the purpose of treatment of opioid dependence. And for this purpose, we use the medicine known as naltrexone, which is the most widely researched and used for this purpose. So let us see the mechanism of action of naltrexone first. As we said, naltrexone is an antagonist, which means naltrexone blocks the opioid receptors. Now, since naltrexone is an antagonist, that means it doesn't have any action of its own on the opioid receptors. It just blocks the opioid receptors, and then it prevents other agonists such as opium, heroin or buprenorphine from acting on the opioid receptors. So what's the principle here? As we understand, naltrexone is an antagonist which blocks the opioid receptors. So suppose there is an individual with opioid dependence who is now maintained on naltrexone, an opioid receptor blocker. And if this person for some reason tries using heroin for any factor, this person tries heroin, but on using heroin he does not get the required high, does not get the intoxication or pleasure, and then hence because of this reason his chance of using heroin gets reduced again. So what is the pharmacology of naltrexone? Naltrexone is a pure opioid antagonist at the mu opioid receptors, and it has a competitive blockade, which means whenever a person takes antagonist like naltrexone and an opioid agonist such as heroin, there is a competition for blocking for using the opioid receptors. And since naltrexone is a competitive blocker, very high dose of heroin will be required if a person has used naltrexone. Unlike many opioid agonists, naltrexone is absorbed very well orally and it is metabolized in liver. There is significant first pass metabolism and hence bioavailable metabolite. Within 1 hour after taking orally naltrexone, there is peak concentration and it is excreted through kidney. So what is the profile of patients for whom naltrexone treatment will be suitable? Basically, these are those people with opioid dependence who have years of use, who do not have any major medical or psychological illness, who are not using opioids through injecting route. Most importantly, it's meant for those people who have a high level of motivation to stop heroin. As we said earlier, does not have any action of its own, it does not help in reducing opioid craving or protracted opioid withdrawals. So how do we start this treatment? Basically, it must be remembered that before initiating naltrexone, the opioid dependent individual must be totally opioid free for at least 3 to 7 days. So a patient of opioid dependence must complete opioid detoxification and must be free of any opioid for 3 to 7 days, and only then naltrexone can be started. Since we are insisting on the patient being opioid free, it is a good practice to conduct what is known as NCT or naloxone challenge test, opioids in the body. So a patient who we believe is free from opioids for at least last 3 days can be given an injection of naloxone 0.8 mg intravenously, withdrawals for about 2 to 3 hours only, and these are likely to be only mild withdrawals. And if there are no opioids, that means there will be no withdrawals and hence naltrexone can be started safely. However, it must be clarified that NCT or naloxone challenge test is not essential, it's just a good practice. So once we have done NCT, or even if we have not done NCT but we are confirmed that the patient is opioid free, we can give the patient 25 milligram of naltrexone on day 1 orally. Then we can start 50 milligram, one full tablet of naltrexone orally. Take this every morning after food. Patient is also encouraged that this medicine is supervised by someone in the family first 4 to 8 weeks, particularly for sleep, such as diazepam 5 to 10 milligram at night or trazodone 50 to 100 milligram at night. Every patient who is started on antagonist treatment with naltrexone must receive some basic information as a part of psychoeducation. Patient must understand that patient is motivated to stop using illicit opioids, and hence naltrexone tablet taking every day will help the patient achieve that. Once the patient consumes any illicit opioids, patient is not likely to experience any high, any pleasure out of that. The desire to take opioids will gradually go down. Patient is also encouraged to follow up regularly with the treatment providers, and if at all patient stop these tablets and starts illicit opioids, then in case they want to restart taking naltrexone, they should ensure a gap of 3 to 7 days. Now, how frequently patient should follow up? Initially, patient should be followed up at least say an interval of about 2 weeks for the first 2 to 3 months. Then the follow-up duration can further be increased, say to once in 3 weeks to 4 weeks later on. This medicine is supervised, whether they are using any illicit opioids or in fact some other drugs. We should also inquire about craving or other protracted withdrawal symptom in their psychosocial functioning, and also we should help them address their craving, improving their motivation and psychosocial functioning. In general, naltrexone is a very well tolerated medicine. Some patients experience minor side effects such as gastritis, diarrhea or headache, which are often transient and just pass with time. Some patients may also experience mild opioid withdrawal for initial few weeks, which are basically part of their protracted opioid withdrawals. Rarely, patients may experience liver toxicity, and hence every 3 months or so, it's a good practice to get liver function tests conducted. As we discussed earlier, the criteria to decide suitability for naltrexone are rather stringent, and hence in clinical practice there may be few individuals who are found to fit these criteria. However, because of non-addictive potential of this medicine, naltrexone has better acceptability among the family members and others surrounding the patient. Another important point about naltrexone is it's relatively easily available in pharmacies, doesn't require any kind of special prescriptions, etc. So it's a good option in cases who do not have access to opioid substitution therapy because of the regulatory issues. But the retention rates in naltrexone are generally lower than those seen with opioid substitution therapy or agonist maintenance treatment. So patients in general like agonist maintenance treatment better than the antagonist maintenance treatment for the obvious reasons.